Hey y'all, well I've been out shopping a little bit today. It's been a busy week this week too. A lot of different things going on. But I went out to wash my car, fill it up with gas. I stopped by Habitat for Humanity and looked around. I went to Aldi's in Food City today. And I went to the other day, not today, I went to Kingsport and I had a little extra time, so I stopped in at a new, I guess, a consignment store where they had the different booths sectioned off for vendors. It's called Just Stuff, and I videoed a little bit of that in there, but I didn't buy anything. I didn't see anything that I could use, but it was new, fairly new, and I thought I'd just stop in and see what they had. But today at Habitat for Humanity, I found something that I had been wanting for many years and was difficult to find one. And it's one of those high dome cake preservers. What do you call? Where you put a cake in and the dome over it. But our family growing up, our favorite cake was the 3-layer German chocolate cake. And when you make that and put it in a regular cake taker or cake preserver and put the lid on it, it sits right on top of the icing. So it just doesn't work. But let me show you what I found today at Habitat for Humanity. This is a high dome glass, and it's in really good condition, needs to be cleaned up, but it was $10, and I was happy to find it. I've not been making the cakes as much as I used to, but when I do make it, I've got the right thing to put it in now. Then another thing I ordered off of Amazon, and it came today, and I put it up. And I saw the idea somewhere, I don't know if it was on Facebook or Pinterest or something, but I have a lot of wooden cutting boards, and I don't really have a good place to store them, so I just had them sitting out on the cabinet, leaned up against the wall, on the countertop rather. And I just got tired of looking at them, and I just thought, it just looks so cluttered. So I bought a plate display rack, and it came today, and I put it on the side of my primitive cabinet, and I'll show you what I did with it. There's my primitive cabinet, and on this side you can't even see the cake plate, but it was a 4 cake plate display thing. So instead of plates, I put my wooden cutting boards on here and hung my apron on there. And on the bottom one, I have my pizza peel and pizza cutter. So all of this now is over here on the side of the cabinet, tucked out of the way, and it even hides the cake plate. You see a little bit right here. Now the quality that I ordered off of Amazon, it was like $20. I would have thought the quality would have been a little better than this. It's really thin metal, but it serves the purpose and you don't see much of it anyway, so I'm happy with it. And I've got it off my counter, tucked over on the side of my cabinet, and it's out of the way, and I'm happy. And this is something else I did. I know you're not supposed to do this, but the honey left over in this jar had solidified. It was just a little bit left in the bottom, and I just filled the jar up with honey and put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then I added some lemon juice, and it is a yummy, comforting drink. I won't drink all of this at one time. Now, I know you're not really supposed to microwave the honey because it kills the properties in the honey, but it was either that or throw it out, and I couldn't bear to throw it out. So I'm going to sip on this. Oops. I've almost drunk it all. I didn't mean to, but I was just in the mood for something, a warm drink. But I didn't want coffee, and I didn't want the cappuccino or anything like that. So when I heated up this jar of water with the dried up honey, I intended just to take it outside and pour it out. But I thought, oh, I bet that would be good with some lemon juice in it. And it is. And it's hitting the spot, and I'm almost finished with it. So good. Well, let's get in the kitchen and make something yummy. Back when I was working, seems like it's been forever since I retired, but I guess this was back in the late 70s, early 80s. I worked for a manufacturing plant, and at that time, the office that I worked in, across the other side of the building was the cafeteria. And Harold was the cook there. And about once a week, Harold would make up a big batch of coconut muffins. And when he had those things baking, you could smell them all throughout the building. And people would just come down and start lining up, waiting to get one of those coconut muffins. And I've never had one like it since. They were just absolutely delicious. I wish I had his recipe. But I found a recipe that I'm going to try this morning and see how it turns out. And I wish I could tell you where I got this recipe. Here, the author is Paula Montgomery. I don't know where she's from or anything, but I found it online. So I'm going to show you how it's pretty easy to make it. So I'll show you what I've done so far. I put 1 1.25 cups of unsweetened coconut. Make sure it's unsweetened coconut. And I put it in this pan and toasted it at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 minutes. You just have to watch it closely to make sure that it doesn't burn. So I'm going to get all this raked over here and get ready to add to my bowl. It's completely cooled now. So while I was baking that, I put my dry ingredients together in this bowl. And in here I have 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 3/4 cup sugar. And now I'm going to add the cooled toasted coconut. And I've just given this a stir to mix all of that dry ingredient together good before I actually start putting in the wet ingredients. So let me incorporate this coconut. The coconut smells so good after it's toasted. Okay. Get all that coconut in there. I love coconut. Okay, we're going to stir in the coconut now, in with the dry ingredients. I'm going to add the wet ingredients all at one time. So the wet ingredients is 1 egg at room temperature. I've had it sitting out here for a while. 1 egg, 3/4 cup of milk. I'm using whole milk and it's room temperature. 1/4 cup of coconut oil, and I just put it in this little bowl and put it in the microwave for just a little bit, just so it melts a little bit. It's not completely melted, but it's not hard solidified like it was when I first measured it out. just like softened butter. Now we need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're just going to give this a stir, but do not over stir. It says, let me read my instructions. Add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients all at once. Stir until just combined, avoiding overmixing. And divide the batter evenly between the muffin cups, and it will fill about 3/4 of each muffin cup. Says for a crunchier topping, sprinkle a little raw coconut on top before baking. So let me get this mixed up. And in the muffin tins, now you can use those muffin liners if you want to. I like baking them without the muffin liners. Now if I was taking it somewhere, I would definitely use the liners, but for me to eat at home, I like the brown sides of the muffin and the bottoms and the top all browned, so I don't use the liners. Okay, I'm talking and I think I've got this mixed up. I don't want to overmix it, so let me fill the muffin tins. Okay, I got my muffin tins filled, and I've got 6, 7, 8, 9 muffins out of that batch. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of the coconut. This is the coconut that I use. It's organic, unsweetened coconut. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on top of each one. I've got the oven preheated at 350 degrees. And it says to bake for 20 to 25 minutes. It says do not overbake and cool on a wire rack. So yes ma'am, Miss Montgomery. Thank you for sharing the recipe. Okay, got these ready to go in. And when they're done, we'll be back. Well, I had my second cup of coffee while the muffins were baking, and the timer just went off, so I'm going to get them out of the oven, and we'll see how they are. I got to let them cool here on this cool rack for a minute, and it's smelling wonderful in here. I've got the door open. You probably hear the birds out here singing praises to the Lord, and I tell you what, if school was not in session, with the smell waffling out the door, I'm sure the kids next door would be coming over and lining up for some of these muffins, but let me get them out. I'll get these out of the pan, and once they cool enough for a taste test, I'll be back. Well, I can't wait any longer. They just smell so good. I've got to get into one. So I'm going to eat this one where I'd stuck a knife in it to test whether or not it was done. And it's still really good and warm, and you can see all the golden brown on the bottoms and the side. So let me just get into this one. Break it open. You can't see. Let me get back a little bit so you can see. See the steam coming out of it. Now, let's take a bite. Some moist muffin. You definitely taste the coconut. It's not overly sweet at all. And you get that little crunch from the brown sides and the toasted coconut on top. These are really good. Now, they're not as good as I remember Harold's, though. He made his in those giant muffin pans. And I don't know, it's a different texture that he has had. But they are really, really good. I will definitely make these again. And you know, if you have to watch your sugar, you could probably make these with monk fruit. I have good luck using monk fruit in recipes. It's a good alternative to sugar. And you're using unsweetened coconut. So that would probably work. They're really good. The more I eat, the more I like them. Now it's almost 11 o'clock, 10 till 11. So I was waiting for the ground to dry to go outside and do a little outdoor work today. Yesterday I got all the yard work, all the yard mowed, the paddock area mowed, around the barn mowed, and the fence line, pasture fence line mowed. My friend Jerry, got to go to church with him and his wife Beverly. Jerry came by Tuesday, and he got the tractor and he mowed up and down the driveway. He weeded all the driveway fence line. And I had already weeded some, so I still lacked back pastures, the fence line back there, so he got all of that. And he sprayed some places that had poison ivy coming up. He is such a blessing, I'm telling you. The Lord just has blessed me with their friendship. You know, they serve as volunteers for Samaritan's Purse. And they've done it for years. They go as the disaster relief help. They've been to so many states and helped so many people. And they are certainly a blessing to me. And I just pray the Lord pour out his blessings on them. That was my dryer timer. I've been doing laundry this morning too. But anyway, he came and helped, and now I got all the rest of the mowing done yesterday. And the place just looks so pretty with it all done at one time. So today I'm going to go out and finish clearing out the garden where I have the rest of the zinnias that I haven't picked the deadhead seeds off to save them over winter, and pull up the rest of the dead flowers. And I think I have 2 or 3 rows of the landscape fabric in the garden that I had between the corn. I need to get that up. And then I will have the garden completely cleared. So this is the first week in October. Our weather here is beautiful. It's going to be in the maybe mid to high 70s today. And I know all of our fall festivals are ramping up, and there's one that I want to go to Saturday. It's downtown Kingsport, and it's Lamplight Theater is sponsoring it. And the Lamplight Theater is a drama theater, Christian-based drama theater. And they made some homemade apple butter in the big old batch. He was stirring it with the big stick earlier in the week. So they're going to be selling the apple butter, which I want to get some. And they got a lot of festivities and Christian music going and stuff. So I'm going to run down there and try to video a little bit so you can see what it's all about Saturday too. But I hope y'all enjoy your week, enjoy your fall, and keep your eyes on the Lord. He's coming back soon. Isn't it wonderful that we'll be raptured out of here if we don't die first? So this world is not our home. We're just passing through here as Christians. If you believe in Jesus Christ and you have surrendered your life to him, we have a promise that our home is in heaven forever and ever. And things are going on in the world that's setting the stage for his soon coming, for that rapture event to happen. So I hope you're ready. So if you're not, just send me a note, send me an email or a comment below, and I'll be happy to discuss that with you, so you can know that you're ready when you die or when he comes back to get us, that you'll be going to heaven and escape that horrible hell that was made for Satan and his demons and all those who do not believe in Jesus Christ. So I love you guys. And you know what you need to be doing. Keep walking in the light. Love you.